Hello everyone and a warm welcome back to my YouTube channel. This week I've got some new in pieces from COS for you, and they're tapping into this autumn's biggest fashion trends, so I'm super excited to be styling these up for you. If you're new here, by the way, my name is Kat and I make videos about fashion and styling. And if you like this kind of video, then why don't you hit the subscribe button, and I would love to have you back here. So let's kick off with one of the biggest trends that we're seeing this season, which is checks. Now, this is not groundbreaking for autumn winter. We're seeing a little bit of this most years, but this year checks and plaid are really having a bit of a moment. So I've picked up a few new bits, and the first one that I've picked up is this check skirt from COS. Now it's in quite of a long length. It's probably going down to about mid-calf, and it's also got this gathered detail at the front. I really like this. It's wool, but it is lightweight, so you can kind of get away with wearing it in the transitional season, and then when it gets colder, with a pair of boots and tights, it'll keep you warm enough in winter as well. So I'm going to show you in the cutaways how I've styled this skirt, and this is more for the rest of the summer really, because I haven't got my boots out of storage yet. So I've paired it with a pair of white strappy sandals, and then I paired it with this kind of rust slash brick brown t-shirt from COS. This is their kind of boxy cut t-shirt. I already have this in white, and when I saw this color I thought I'd get it because A, it's another trend color, I'll get onto that later, but B, it's just a really good quality, nice t-shirt, and this is a color that suits me and that I love. And with it, I thought I'd put a bag that I haven't used in a while. It's actually a real leather bag from Zara in this kind of very boxy shape with those long straps, but I love it because it's got this really lovely cognac-y, brandy colored brown in this shiny real leather. And then you can obviously swap out those shoes when it gets colder. So this is what I'm showing you in the second look here. Just paired the same base outfit with some ballerinas from Massimo Dutti, and then I've just put a kind of rust brown cashmere jumper, which was also from Massimo Dutti from 2 years ago. One thing to note about sizing, it has a little bit of elastic in the back, but it is overall not very stretchy, and I actually sized up once in this. For COS, I'm going to say that this runs on the smaller side. So next up, I picked up a couple of shirts. Check shirts are really everywhere at the moment. I'm not sure I've seen more check shirts around since the kind of mid-90s when everybody was wearing them together with their Nirvana t-shirt. But the first one that I've gotten here is from COS. This is also a 100% wool shirt, and the cut of this is quite relaxed. Again, because it's still a little bit warm out here, I decided to style it up in a bit of a more summery way for now. So I've put this shirt with my white culottes that I showed you in a video from a few weeks ago. I've worn these a couple of times, absolutely love them. They're flattering, they're comfortable, they're brilliant, so I can only recommend those. And I've worn it in a few ways. I've tucked the shirt, I've kind of half tucked the shirt, and also I've just wrapped the shirt around my waist. This is a thing, I'm not sure why. Instagram is full of people wrapping their shirts. Fashion is a wonderful beast, what more can I say? And I've paired this look with my new flattered sandals, and I have to report that these are super comfortable. I wore them to a wedding a few weeks ago and they did not shred my feet, so hooray to that. And with this outfit, I then put a suede bag. This suede bag is one that I got in Zara a good few months ago now, and it was kind of my compromise for not buying the flattered clutch that everybody has. It has a particular name that I don't remember. I'll put it on the screen for you. But this flattered clutch goes for about 300 euros. And this real suede bag from Zara is a really nice one. And I think it only cost like 90 euros or something like that. So I snapped it up, and it's my suede bag needs covered now for the foreseeable future. And then the other shirt I picked up from COS is this shirt in a sort of Vichy pattern. I'm not sure if I come closer if you're going to be able to see it, but this is not blue. This is blue and white and brown in like tiny, tiny, tiny checks. This is absolutely lovely. Super preppy, so if preppy is not your thing, then skip this kind of shirt. But I love these kind of things, and it's going to be really handy for me for autumn winter, including for layering, because this looks great just over a white t-shirt, or if you just have the collar peeping out under a vest or under a jumper. In terms of sizing, can I just say about this shirt that this is cut on the really small side. So I sized up, well, I went one size up from my usual, but just so you know, if you're a very busty person or you've got very long arms, this shirt might look a little bit like it's shrunken on you. So I've paired it with some brown wool trousers. They're the kind of typical COS pleated trouser shape. The quality is fantastic, and they're in a very dark brown. So these are pleated, full length, wide leg wool trousers. I have a pair in grey, and I believe it's exactly the same cut. Again, COS put these little things in here, these little elastics that you can then fasten with a button. And these are really handy. For example, if you have a very small waist compared to your hips, you can really use these buttons to cinch it in. And also, they're just super handy if your weight fluctuates a bit. Now, these trousers that I've just shown you, they are definitely tapping into another trend that we're seeing this autumn winter, which is the preppy trend. We're always seeing this towards this time of year, right? People start all of a sudden looking as if they're about to go back to college. I'm giving you a second look here with these trousers. In fact, I'm giving you three. And the second look is with this jumper here from Massimo Dutti. This isn't like a diamond pattern. For me, this is a layering jumper because you can put like a nice collared shirt or whatever underneath it. You might even be able to just use this one. That might look really lovely when it gets colder. But I absolutely adore these patterns for autumn winter, and they made it in such beautiful colors with this kind of vibrant blue in it. So it's 100% wool as well. I couldn't pass it up, I have to say. I'm going to be wearing this for 10 years, mark my words. This is going nowhere soon. So I'm really enjoying this, and styled with the brown trousers. It just looks wintry, preppy, exactly my vibe. So you can see here that I've styled this jumper with a white t-shirt underneath it. The white t-shirt trick is absolutely epic, works every time, just to give a little contrast rim of something else poking out to add more visual interest to your look. And with this, I'm wearing my Furla suede bag that I rediscovered last year when brown suede bags were everywhere. And yeah, this is a really nice outfit. I would wear this to work, for example. Well, I hope you're not bored of these brown trousers yet, because I've got a third look for you. And this time around, I've styled them with this vest from COS. This is in a kind of greeny, browny khaki color, and it's merino wool. I picked it up in the sale actually, so this is not a new season. I think this is actually from last winter. I'm going to be able to wear this in the transitional season, and then when it gets colder, just layer it over like a long sleeve tee or a long sleeve roll neck, and that'll be super cute. What I love about this is not just the fit of it and the color of it, but also the color of it. Don't know what I'm saying here. Anyway, what I really love about this is the color of it, especially paired with this dark brown of those trousers. I think it's kind of super chic, sophisticated, rich coloring for autumn, and you just can't go wrong. So I've covered off two trends that I wanted to cover, which are checks and preppy. And now getting into the third trend, which is a color trend. I'm not going to say chocolate brown, even though that is a huge color trend, but we've all heard enough about that. But there's a new color come out in the stores that I found super intriguing, and this is this lovely brick red. I showed you the t-shirt in the first look with a check skirt, but I also picked up another couple of pieces in this color. So this is the first thing I bought in this color, which is this beautiful fine knitted dress. It kind of flares out at the bottom. It's very long line, and it's just such an easy piece. Did I mention it was on half price sale? That never hurts with COS pricing. And this is again another one that you can style for any season. So in the first look here, I've got it on in a summery way. Basically, you don't need anything with it apart from sandals and some sunglasses. And of course a bag. So everything I've got on here is tried and tested. My flat-hat sandals, my woven Massimo Dutti leather bag, and then I've got some kind of reddish burgundy shades on here. And then I thought I'd style it up as well for the colder months. And you can easily layer a cardigan over this, for example, or maybe like a long line jumper. So what I've got here, this cardigan is absolutely ancient, but it's like a mohair one from Massimo Dutti and kind of a very dark maroony burgundy color. And I think this looks super nice. Again, I haven't got my boots out yet, so I can't show you what it would look like with boots. I've just put some slingbacks on for now, and I've tied it with one of these rope belts from Zara. I have 3 of those in different colors. Super handy, really, really useful piece to have in your wardrobe. And they're also, I think they're 20 euros. They're super affordable. So one of the things I picked up is this skirt. Now, it seems that everything that I bought is kind of tapping into more than one trend, which I suppose is a good thing, because this also ticks the unusual shapes box. Unusual shapes are still going strong, barrel is going nowhere, and then we're seeing a lot of draping. And this skirt, I thought, I picked it up in the sale as well. It was half price, and it's a really, really laid back jersey skirt, but because it's a little bit different, it kind of adds something to an outfit. And you really don't have to overthink what you're wearing on top, because the skirt already does all the talking. And then this color is just super, super beautiful with all colors, light brown and camel, I find personally. So this is how I styled this skirt in the first look. I've put it just with a tank top. This is a super affordable one from H&M. In this kind of a lovely brownie camel. And I've put some heels with it. These are an old pair from Ash. And again, this bag that I've shown earlier from Zara, which also is an old one from my collection. And it just comes together nicely. I really, really love those colors. So this is obviously a late summer look rather than an autumn look, but you could just imagine throwing like a suede jacket on top to bring this a bit further into September or maybe into October. So I've got this Massimo Dutti cropped suede jacket from last year. Have to admit, I haven't worn it a ton. I'm super paranoid I'm going to ruin it, but what's the point in owning it otherwise? But anyway, how delicious are these colors together? And as usual, I like to give you 2 options when I get a new piece. And here I am styling this skirt with a blouse that I got new in from COS. And this is super, super pretty. It does have these slightly puff sleeves. The shape of it is beautiful. It also flares out a little bit on the waist. You're going to see this better in the cutaways. But so this is another piece that really ties into the unusual shapes trend that we're seeing. I'm layering the unusual shapes up here with a skirt and then with the blouse on top. And again, Zara rope belt to the rescue here if you feel like you want to be cinching your waist a little bit to have a bit more definition in this outfit. But again, I think this is just super, super beautiful. And again, I'm going in with these caramelly brown tones that I think go so lovely with the rich red. So this is my go-to color combination for this autumn. I think last year I had burgundy, white and blue. This year I'm going to have rust, beige and probably white or dark brown. It wouldn't be one of my videos without a pair of barrel leg trousers. So here's the next look. I'm keeping this white shirt on and I've just got these quite exaggerated black barrel leg trousers on the bottom. These are from COS from a good while back. I did show these at some point in the springtime, and because it's been quite hot here, I've not actually worn these in a while. They're out of quite a thick cotton, but they're so, so cool. I really love these. These are clown trousers to all intents and purposes, and I'm totally, totally here for it. But you can see how bulking up the unusual shape and the balloon shape on the top and on the bottom actually works. I'm surprised every time when I do it that it does work, but it does. So black and white I thought would really offer itself to wearing my cow print sandals from Zara. These are so funky. I'm really having fun with the cow print. And then the Dragon diffusion bag, again, it just goes with everything. Such a good buy. Beautiful color, beautiful bag. and it gets compliments every time I take it out with me. I'm just going to touch on the last trend because I'm actually thinking about making a longer video on this one, but the last trend is suede. Suede is still everywhere. Suede is such a lovely material for autumn. It has this cozy feel, I feel. And then especially in those sumptuous colors that we've been seeing recently, in these burgundies and browns. So I've got a piece here that is from COS. This has sold out and reappeared on the website. I'll be honest with you, I don't know in what sizes this is still available, but this is a suede shirt. What's lovely about this is that it is in their kind of shirt cut with the drawstring. So it has a string here around the waist. You can actually cinch it in and make it look super tailored. So this is an absolutely standout piece. And I have to say, the suede itself is beautiful. I mean, what are you expecting from COS, right? You're paying for it too. But the suede is just really, really soft and buttery and amazing. So I could not resist this, I have to say. I have to make sure that I get the wear out of it that a piece like this deserves. But this will pair wonderfully just with barrel leg trousers, for example, because again, you got the cinching on the waist and then you've got the slightly looser bottoms. So that's exactly what I'm showing you here with these black barrel leg trousers. But I can also really imagine wearing this with white. I think it'll be super, super beautiful with white. And then maybe just a little accent color, maybe a pop of red again would be great. Because, as I said earlier, these two colors together, it's really, really nice. I love it. So I feel like I've waffled for an eternity about these few new in pieces that I've got, and I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked any of the looks or otherwise want to leave me a comment, then please do so. I'm going to respond for sure, and I'd really love to see you back in my next video. Thanks very much for tuning in, and see you all soon. Bye now.